Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an epic book haul. I finally went to the bookshops for the first time since December and I went a little bit mad. I didn't realise how many books I have acquired until I stacked them all up. I don't want to say I have a problem because buying books is never a problem. Right, so let's start with a book that I didn't buy, but I am borrowing from my brother-in-law, and that is Mort by Terry Pratchett. This is part of the Death series in Discworld, and it says, "Death comes to us all. When he came to Mort, he offered him a job. After being assured that being dead was not compulsory, Mort accepted. However, he soon found out that romantic longings did not easily mix with the responsibilities of being Death's apprentice." I wanted to try this out because there are some beautiful, beautiful cloth-bound books in the editions of Stunning for Discworld, and they are only like £2 more than the paperbacks. And I wanted to buy them, and I would have bought them and there would have been no problem, but my husband suggested that I try reading some from my brother-in-law and make sure I like them before I commit to those Stunning editions. So if I like Mort, I will be continuing this series, and this is the one I decided to start with, and then I think I'll either start the Witches series or the Guards. I've watched so many videos on where to start and I think this is a good place. Okay, the next one I actually ordered online, and that is Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the conclusion to the David Bad trilogy and I loved it. That's all I'm going to say. I love this book. It was so good. And in the first book, The City of Brass, we follow Nari as she's kind of a con artist who doesn't really believe in magic until one night something magical happens. That's all I'm going to say. But I love this. I lent my father-in-law the whole trilogy and he read them and loved them. And they're so good. Highly recommend. The next book I actually picked up from a physical bookstore, which was very exciting, was another Haruki Murakami book. I am trying my hardest to read all of his books, and I have read this one, and as you can see, it's tabbed. There were some great quotes in this, not gonna lie. But this is After the Quake. It's a series of short stories that is set after the Kobe earthquake, and we follow these people and how the Kobe earthquake has played a part in their lives. Again, it's like speculative, magical realism. It's weird, but it's good. So this next one I picked up from my little free library. They really have a strong policy that if you bring something, please take some, so they don't get overfull. And I've had my eye on this for a while because there is a film with Jude Law and I thought about watching it, but I wanted to read the book first. And this is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. And this is about a woman who every time she goes to sleep, she loses all her memory. And when she wakes up, she has to relearn who she is. And the main tagline is, "And the one person that you trust may only be telling you half the story. Welcome to Christine's life." So yeah, seems like a good time for a thriller. Thought it'd be good. And it feels like a quick read because there are some books that I got that aren't quick reads. And I'm trying to make my way through my TBR list, so I need things like this to break it up because I've got some Ken Follett books on my TBR and they're huge. So yeah, Before I Go to Sleep. Again, another book I picked up from an actual physical bookstore. And this is my new local bookstore, which is very exciting. I finally got to visit after living here for 5 months. Yeah, and this is Snowblind by Ragnar Johansson, I think is how you say that. And this is a translated piece of work. It's originally written in Icelandic, and in this we are following a small fishing village in northern Iceland where they get snowed in because there's only one tunnel out and one tunnel in. And it says, Ari Thor, a rookie policeman on his first posting far from his girlfriend Reykjavik, with a past that he's unable to leave behind, when a young woman is found lying half naked in the snow, bleeding and unconscious, a highly esteemed elderly writer falls to his death in a local theatre. Ari is dragged straight into the heart of a community where he can trust no one, and secrets and lies are a way of life. An avalanche and unrelenting snowstorm close the mountain pass, and the 24-hour darkness threatens to push Ari over the edge as curtains begin to twitch and his investigation becomes increasingly complex, chilling and personal. Past plays tag with the present and the claustrophobic tension mounts, while Ari is thrust into ever deeper into his own darkness, blinded by snow and with a killer on the loose. Taut and terrifying, Snowblind is a startling debut from an extraordinary new talent, taking Nordic noir to new soaring heights. So yeah, I have been on a journey with Scandi noir or Nordic noir, and this was recommended on every list, and I can say I really liked it. The reason I read the back is I didn't want to spoil it, but I did really much enjoy this. It's quite small and quick read, and I will be continuing on with the series. I am into these like policeman, detective, crime thrillers. They're just doing something, they're scratching something for me, and I'm enjoying them. Yeah, I recommend if you're looking for something like that, you know, scratches the Nordic noir detective itch, and, you know, short. So the next book we have I got from a charity shop. I haven't been to a charity shop in over a year at this point, so I was very excited, and I found 3 Hours by Rosamund Lupton, and this follows a school shooting and like where the kids are being held hostage, and the 3 hours that this all takes place. You have multiple POVs, and when I say I raced through this book, I couldn't put it down. It was heartbreaking, it was just enthralling and very, just got your heart racing. It was very good, very chilling, and I recommend. I don't know how to like talk about this book because I don't want to say it was amazing, because that sounds weird when you're talking about a subject matter this heavy, but it was well worth the read. I understand what the hype's about, and I recommend you reading it. Another book I found in my little free library of all places, and I've heard everyone talk about non-stop on TikTok, is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This, I don't want to spoil it, so let's just find. So in this, we are following a girl named Candace as she is recovering from an accident, and we follow her life when she goes and sees her family. And it says, "We are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of romance and love, a tale of tragedy. Which are lies, which is truth, you decide." It was, I don't know how I feel about this book. I have very mixed feelings, and I'm sure you'll see in my reviews of this that I don't know how to feel. But yeah, I was happy to pick this up. I don't think it's a thriller. I think it just falls under contemporary fiction, but maybe that's an unpopular opinion. These were actually gifts. I'm a part of a book club, and every now and then we do book swaps, and I got 2 books from my book swap person. And the first book was one that has been on my list, and that is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And so I'm not too sure about this. I just know that it's a bit weird, and you follow the same person bouncing between different people as they're trying to figure out who murdered Evelyn? And I'll read the back. Let's do that. At a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. She's been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break the cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest, and someone is desperate to stop him from ever escaping Blackheath. This sounds so good. Like, give me Cluedo vibes, give me the film Clue vibes. I want this. I need to read it. And fun fact, I really like Escape the Night, and this kind of gives me Escape the Night vibes. Maybe not as like wacky, but yeah. Next book that was also sent by my book swap friend was The Man Who Didn't Call. I don't know what this is about, but she said, according to what I had on my wish list and my Goodreads, that she thought I would like this, and it's a bit of a lighter read. Let's read the blurb because I haven't done that yet. Imagine you meet a man, spend 7 glorious days together and fall in love. And it's mutual. You've never been so certain of anything. So when he leaves for a long booked holiday and promises to call you from the airport, you have no cause to doubt him. But he doesn't call. Your friends tell you to forget him, but you know they're wrong. Something must have happened. There must be a reason for his silence. What do you do when you finally discover you're right? There is a reason, and the reason is one thing you didn't share with each other. So I don't know, like, is this like rom-commy, thriller, women's lit? I don't know where this falls. So I read my first Stephen King this year, and that was The Stand. I thought it was amazing. I actually really want to reread it. I thought it was that good. And since then, I haven't picked up another Stephen King. I don't know why. I'm just a bit stagnant, but did that stop me from buying another Stephen King book? No. And I picked up Needful Things. This just sounded good. I saw it. I bought it from an eBay seller. Have I picked it up yet? No. Will I pick it up? Probably. And this just sounded really, really interesting. There is a small town where this new shop has opened up where it caters to the needs of everyone, but there might be a catch to it. And that's all I know. It intrigued me from that. It is a Beastie Boy, and just, can we appreciate the like full cover display of Stephen King's face? Like, it's literally my head size. Anyway, yeah, so I am looking forward to reading this eventually. This is another charity shop find. It kind of spooked me out a bit. I was exploring our local village and I walked to a charity shop, and I'd just been telling my husband how I was really itching for a Cecilia Ahern book because they do something for me. I find them really relaxing, and this was just there. And I went, yep, I need you. And this is Thanks for the Memories. Not sure what it's about, so let's read the blurb. Joyce Conway remembers things she shouldn't. She knows about a tiny cobbled streets in Paris, which she has never visited, and every night she dreams about an unknown little girl with blonde hair. Justin Hitchcock is divorced, lonely and restless. He arrives in Dublin to give a lecture on art and is persuaded to donate blood. It's the first thing to come straight from his heart in a long time. When Joyce leaves the hospital after a terrible accident with her life and her marriage in pieces, she moves back in with her elderly father. And while the strong sense of deja vu is overwhelming to her, she can't figure out why. I really like Cecilia Ahern's writing. They always have this whimsical, magical element to them. My favourite one is The Book of Magic. I really love that. But also like The Marble Collector, Lyra Bird. They're all good and I really enjoy them. So I'm excited to get into this when I'm feeling like I need a pick-me-up. Another find from my little free library. This is 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. I've never read a Leanne Moriarty book, and I thought I would give this a go. I keep seeing her pop around. I read the first chapter of it and I was hooked. Haven't read it yet. I really want to get to it. But it says, one luxury retreat in the middle of nowhere, 10 days in which no one can leave, 9 strangers seeking perfection and each discovering the perfect lie. This was just too good to pass up. There's a few other books I want to read by her, and I can't remember when Alice fell. Is that the one where the lady falls and then wakes up thinking she's 20? I really want to read that, but this one first. Just let's get a taste of her writing to see if I like it. Next is another book I purchased online, and this is The Familiars by Stacey Halls. This is a book club book for one of my book clubs I'm in, and a book club pick for one of my book clubs I'm in. And this is a historical fiction novel set in 1612. I was going to say 1312. Wrong year. So in this we follow Fleetwood, and she is 17, married and pregnant for the 4th time, but she hasn't been able to have a living child, and she's really struggling because that's the one thing she desperately wants. And so she meets Alice, and Alice promises her that, you know, she'll do what she can, and they form this bond, and then Alice is accused of witchcraft, and we follow Fleetwood trying to save her friend. And it was very good, and I really enjoyed this. And can we just talk about something about these covers? Just, it's so pretty and I love them. Another historical fiction book I found was Dear Mrs. Bird. I heard Emma Alton speaking about this from Drinking by My Shelf. She was raving about this book, and I know there's a sequel coming out. And in this, follow Emmy, who desperately wants to be a female war correspondent. And when she sees an ad for a local newspaper, she jumps on the chance to work for it. However, it turns out that she's working for a women's magazine and helping out Mrs. Bird, who has a lot of rules about who can and cannot be helped. It was very good. I really enjoyed this, and I'm actually really curious about the sequel. But yeah, another historical fiction. Slowly but surely we are getting to the end of the stack. Not quite there yet. The next book I picked up from one of my local bookshops was Ace of Spades. I desperately wanted to read this. I grew up with Gossip Girl, and this has so many comparisons to Gossip Girl, Get Out, and it just was giving me the catty high school vibes. that also tackles some serious topics. And in this, we follow two students who are being targeted by an anonymous texter named Aces. They are both talented, hard-working students who have very promising outlook ahead until this person is like trying their hardest to destroy them. I am actually really looking forward to read this, hopefully soon. I did it. I picked up Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I've been wanting to read this for forever. It is like held up as one of the best gothic novels ever, and I love gothic novels. I think they're so beautifully written, they're haunting, they're so good. And this is apparently the one to read. So let's read the back, shall we? Working as a paid companion to a bitter elderly lady, the timid heroine of Rebecca learns her place. Life is bleak until on a trip to the south of France she falls in love with Maxim de Winter, a handsome widower whose proposal takes her by surprise. Whizzed from Monte Carlo to Manderley, Maxim's isolated Cornish estate, the friendless young bride begins to realise that she barely knows her husband at all, and in every corner of the room is the phantom of his beautiful first wife, Rebecca. It sounds like it's going to be haunting, and I really want to read this. Look at this cover too. I didn't realise how pretty this would be when I pulled it out, because I just saw that and I was like, oh, okay. And then I pulled it out and so pretty. Okay, so technically I only have 2 more things to show you, but not 2 more books. Let's go with the first one. So this next one, A Girl Like That, has been on my to read list for a very long time. So when I saw it, I decided I needed to pick it up and just do it. Have I done it yet? Not yet. Will I? Yes. So shall we look at the inside? 16-year-old Zara is many things: a bright and outspoken student, an orphan, a risk taker. She is also the kind of girl that parents want their kids to stay away from, a troublemaker whose many romances are the subject of endless gossip at school. You don't want to get involved with a girl like that, they say. So how is it that 18-year-old Porus has only ever had eyes for her? And how do Zara and Porus end up dead in a car together on a highway in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia? When the religious police arrive on the scene, everything everyone thought they knew about Zara is questioned. And as the story is pieced together, told through multiple perspectives, it becomes clear that she was far more than just a girl like that. So I'm very excited to read this, and I just think this cover is so striking and so pretty. But yeah, I can't wait to read this. I just think I need to be in the mood to be emotional. So this next thing wasn't necessarily an impulse. I've been wanting to read the series for a while, and so when I saw the charity shop had the first 6 of them and I only had to go and buy the last 2, I couldn't pass up, because this set alone cost like £50 just for the first few, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So I bought Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, The Assassin's Blade, Empire of Storms, and Queen of Shadows. So I think all I'm missing is Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash. I will vlog me reading these because A, I have no clue what I'm getting into, but B, I've also started reading some Sarah J. Maas. I've read Catwoman, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, and I read the first A Court of Thorns and Roses books. So I think I want to tackle this, and then we will catch up with all of the other books, because I realise I'm behind on Sarah J. Maas and I'm behind the hype, but I really enjoy her books. They're so just good. I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't like them. I really enjoy them. So yeah, so I will be vlogging reading this whole series, kind of like I did with Bone Season. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. I don't really know what this series is about. I know it's about an assassin who probably falls in love with someone. Let's be real, because I think that's the main plot of Sarah J. Maas's books, which is great because I do like some fantasy romance. Right, looking at that terrifying stack of books behind me, I now have to go and find homes for. My library isn't complete. Like, they left these bookshelves here, which I'm very grateful for, but I am eventually gonna do some really cool shelving in here. But I will be filming a library tour before I do that. That way I can do a proper before and after video as well. because I've been doing so much renovating to the house, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's great. But yeah, what have you guys bought recently? Leave some comments down below. I hope you're all staying happy, safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye guys!